I'm
Can I like read in my head?
so let's pay attention to what I'm teaching math-wise, and then you can read after we're done. Okay, so we're going to go over place value. And place value just means that if you have a number like 53, this right here is in a place and this right here is in a place. You probably already know this, but I'm going to go over all of it. So this is in the ones place and this is in the tens place. So this number right here means 3 ones. And this number is a 5, but it's not worth 5, it's worth 5 tens. And so we call it 5 tens. And then we can also talk about what the worth is of this. So this is the place value, what it's called, and this is the worth. So how much are 3 ones worth? Just 3. How much are 5 tens worth? 50. Does that make sense to you now? Okay, now if I added another digit here, this is called the hundredths place. And what the hundredths means is 3 hundreds, which the worth is worth 300. And then if we went over here to this place, this would be the thousands place. And this is worth 7,000. It's worth 7,000. Make sense? So you might see it like this, and they might ask you to do a few things to it. One of the things they will ask you to do is to write it as word form, in which case you would do 7,000. And then this is a 3 that's in the hundredths, so we would write 300. This is a 5 that's in the 50, in the tens, so that's 50, and then 3. So it'd be 7,353. They might also ask you to expand it out, and they call it expanded form. And what that means is we take each digit and we tell the person who's looking at our paper what each of the digits is worth. So we're going to say 7,000 plus, this is 300, plus, this is 5 tens, which is 50, plus 3. So we're going to expand it out. I call it stretching it. This is a digit, this is a digit, this is a digit, this is a digit, and we're going to expand it out to make it bigger. So another example of that, like an easy example, would be 38. We would say, what is this worth? 30. And what is this worth? 8. And we just put a plus sign between all of the numbers. Does that make sense to you a little bit?
Kind of.
Okay, it will. Now, another way they might show it, if this is all the value of the place that the number is in, they might also show it like this. Hundredths, tens, and ones. So if they do it like this, they might say 54. 5 tens and 4 ones. What number would that be, Stella?
54.
You got it. What about this one? What would that be? You're on mute, honey.
That would be 400 in 400 in Well, 5 plus 9.
Oh, no, we're just doing this one, honey. 491. We're not adding them. I'm just saying, what is this number? 4 hundredths, 9 tens, and 1 ones equals what? 400.
491.
Exactly. Awesome. How about this? What number is this? 400 plus 40 plus 5.
400 plus 40 plus 5 is 445.
You got it. Now, we also know that they might say 4 hundredths plus 4 tens plus 5 ones, and that would be the same exact thing, 445. So they might write it different ways like that, but it means the same thing. Okay, the next thing we're going to go over is even and odds. So an even number is a number that ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but there's a little song and it goes 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? So we're going to change it a little bit and we're going to say 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? The evens. The evens. Yay, evens. So that's how you can remember it. If a number ends, which means the last digit is a 0, a 2, a 4, a 6, or an 8, that means it's an even number. So 50 ends in a 0, it's even. 51 does not end in a 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, so we do not appreciate it. It is an odd number. 52 ends in a 2, so that's part of our 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. We appreciate the even numbers. It is even. 53 ends in a 3. Is that part of our song? 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Nope. So we do not appreciate it. It's odd. Is that kind of making sense to you?
Kind of.
Okay, so all the odd numbers are what's not here. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And so we look at always the last digit and we determine, is it an even? 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? The evens, or is it an odd number, which is not a 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So if you had 883, we would look at this last digit. Only the last digit matters for this. And we say 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Did we say 3? No. So it's not even, it's what? Not even, but what?
Odd.
Yep,
Odd.
odd is correct. You got it, darling. Okay. Does any of that kind of make a little teeny bit of sense, that if you watch the videos for some times that you would be able to understand it?
You kind of froze for a second.
That's okay. It didn't freeze on the video. So does it kind of make sense a little bit what we're talking about?
Kind of.
Okay, kind of's fine because you have the video. You can watch the whole thing. Okay, and then the last thing we're going to do is okay, so more than, less than, or equal to. Did you learn about that in school yet?
I didn't hear you because you froze.
Have you learned about more than, less than, or equal to yet in school? Do you remember about it?
No.
Okay, so more than, less than, or equal to means that you're going to have a number here and you're going to have a number here, and there's usually a circle right here. And what they're asking for is which number is the biggest number. So we know what the bigger number is. That's easy. What's the bigger number?
6.
You got it. So for this, instead of saying 6 is the bigger number, they want us to use this kind of language. An arrow pointing this way, an arrow pointing this way, or an equal sign. Now, equal sign is easy. Is 5 equal to 6? Is it the same? No. So we know it's not equal. Now we're left with this arrow going this way or this arrow going this way. Now, the way to show which arrow or to tell which arrow is correct, this is what we do. This is kind of like a bad guy arrow. It's a very mean guy. And this is what he does. He points to the smaller number and says, na 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 na, I'm bigger than you are. So would 6 be able to say that, or would 5 be able to point to 6?
6 would be able to say that.
Yeah, so we're going to draw it pointing to 5, and we're going to say 6 says, na 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 na, I'm bigger than you are. So that's how you can remember which way the arrow points. So if I did 15 and 23, who would do the pointing? Would 15 point to 23, or would 23 point to 15?
23 would point to 15.
Yep, so we would do that like that. That's all that it means. If I had this, what would I do? Would anyone point to anybody, or would they hold hands and be equal?
They would hold hands and be able.
Okay, so there they are. We're pretending like that's their arm and they're holding hands. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay, so we will stop the video